Today is August 16th, 2024. Another update. So, good news. I am running again, finally. Um, so, almost 2 weeks ago, like 12 days ago, I was at the forest preserve and I picked up a bunch of these like walnuts. I mean, this is a couple days old and kind of shriveled, but there's a tree and there were a bunch of like fallen walnuts. And I remember reading that if you sort of take an extract of this, it's like anti-parasitic. So I made my own extract, and you're supposed to wait like 6 weeks, and I totally didn't. But and I didn't use vodka. So what you do is you take the shell off of this, you clean it off, and you soak it in vodka and wait like 6 weeks or something like that. And I totally didn't do that. I basically soaked it in glycerin and water, and it turned into a really dark brown liquid. And then I filtered it and I drank it. And literally in like 1 or 2 days, I was running again. The first run was only like a mile and a half, and it was broken up. It was like, first a half mile, and then I took a break and I did 1 mile. And then the next day I ran like, I want to say 2.5 miles. And then the next day it was like 4 or 4.5. And then the next day it was 5. And then, so yesterday and the day before, I got up to 6 miles. So every single run has plenty of breaks. I usually take a break after a mile or even after a half mile. But before I was only running like a minute, if that. Actually, there were weeks before I started running where I literally didn't run at all because it was just, or I don't know if it was weeks, but it was a while. There had been at least a week where I did like literally zero running. So Chicago is less than 2 months away, and I feel like maybe things might come together. Now, I've said this before, and they actually didn't come together, so I'm not, you know, um, gonna invest too much hope into this, but I am I do have some hope. And interestingly, a couple days ago, I got an email from the Chicago Marathon giving us our corral assignments, and I was kind of dreading it, like seeing which corral they assigned me because I hadn't run a marathon in a couple of years. I got in as a veteran runner since I've run Chicago like 11 times, or I've completed Chicago 11 times. And um, I totally thought they would put me like in corral L or N or somewhere pretty far back where it would take me a long time. Like I would start maybe an hour after after the professionals started. And so I'm going through the clicks and logging in and all that stuff. And to my utter shock, they put me in Corral A. So I don't know if it was because of my history, like my historical times or not, but even my last two marathons were actually very unremarkable. So um, who knows? I mean, I've had a couple of really, okay races at Chicago. In 2018, I ran a 301, but that was freaking 6 years ago. So I'm not sure how I got into Crawley, but I'll take it. I was actually really happy. And hopefully I can justify my place there in a couple of months. And maybe they saw that I was in the American Development Corral for a few years recently, but I only did, 2018 was the only one where I ran a good time. The other ones were pretty unremarkable. So anyway, I'm just so happy that like things are starting to like trend in the right direction. And my right knee, for the longest time, since like late April when I got the hyaluronic injection, for over 3 months, I want to say 3.5 months, my knee could not straighten out. And now it can, but it's still not 100%. And um, it's it's still definitely off. I'm hoping to get an MRI on it soon just to check in and see what is going on in there. But as it is, it's much better. And I just really hope that this anti-parasitic stuff that I'm doing is gonna send me on my way. And it looks like it is. I'm actually the last couple runs though I had some major GI issues and I had to take breaks because of that. But So I'm not out of the woods in terms of that, but I do feel like things really are trending in the right direction. So that's the update. I hope you're well, and until next time, take care. Bye.